I'm Rich from mentokc. Welcome along to this latest mentokc Mini. So today we're going to be talking about microlearning. I'm a big fan of microlearning. I do like the idea of incorporating it as part of a blended learning solution. It resonates with me because I think it helps to enable learning in the flow of work, and I do like the idea of learning as work and work as learning and building in learning cultures. So, what does microlearning look like? Well, microlearning is any form of learning or development that can be completed quickly and efficiently. Due to its nature of quick consumption, microlearning is usually screen or text-based learning that students or trainees can access via devices such as mobile phones, tablets, computers, and VR headsets. So some examples of microlearning are text, so short articles, paragraphs, messages, hints, little blog posts, things like that. Images, so illustrations, infographics, photos or visual aids. Videos, short and snappy explainer videos, similar to what you might see on the social media. So I personally use a system called Bytes and send folks that I've had coaching conversations with a video 2 or 3 days after I've had a conversation. So a bit more like a blended solution and encouraging some form of spaced repetition. So audio, snippets of speech or music. Interactive elements, so things like quizzes, games, flashcards, and other gamification mechanics. I'd also incorporate things like virtual reality, so some virtual reality simulations into microlearning as well. So a product or some software that I use is by Body Swaps. So that's around soft skill development. So engaging in a simulation might be 15, 20 minutes. You can have kind of some huge benefits in the learning. So why is microlearning so effective? So microlearning is kind of quick to deliver, affordable, requiring fewer resources to produce and needing fewer instructors, flexible and able to cover any subject that an ordinary e-learning course can, but in a bite-sized way. So referring back to the Byte system that I use, it might be that it's a chunkier bit of learning, but we can turn that into a bit of a playlist, which is pretty cool as well. So again, bite-sized chunks that we can retain focus and attention of the learners, which is always good for kind of that retention going forward. Generally engaging because it feels more like you're checking your favorite social media app on your phone than engaging in serious study. Might incorporate other forms of technology as well into that. So sometimes might use some augmented reality. So mentokc does have an augmented reality solution that we offer as well. It tends to be around like interactive print, things like that, which is like another little avenue, which is cool, which makes for some more engaging content, which I think is important for people and to actually learn. So microlearning is great for knowledge retention, thanks to units being small, self-contained and easy to return to. Freeing for learners, allowing them to enjoy casual learning whenever they have a little bit of a spare time. So I think that's kind of an important part. So there is a trend, well, this is probably a trend of like 2014, 2015, to have learning available on mobile devices. So depending on your context that you work in. So I've worked a bit in the disability sector. So support workers who are out working in the community who might have 5-10 minutes between supports, they can still engage in some form of learning. I would call that more pool learning as well. So learning as they want it and as they need it. If you have some form of knowledge repository or some form of place that you have content that people can access, such as a microlearning platform, a mini LMS, then that's pretty cool. So microlearning helps to consolidate learning from traditional event-based training. So I referred to the coaching conversations in the past. So the actual conversation might be in person or virtual, and it might be like an hour session, an hour and a half session, but it means a couple of days later I can flick that through just with some key points from the conversation, which I think just makes for some more powerful learning. And I think that learning can go both ways from that as well, to be fair. I do like, as you would probably realise by now, I like the idea of pool learning or learning just in time or learning as you need it, as opposed to entirely push learning, which may be required from an organisation. I think it's just more meaningful for the person that's actually engaging in it. I would say as well that don't get rid of traditional approaches to learning, but definitely adding in microlearning as part of a blended learning solution. I mean, it's just better outcomes for everyone from my perspective. So, thanks for watching this mentokc Mini, and if you do want to get in touch about incorporating microlearning into your learning solution, please get in touch.